Indiana, Joe, improves to 8-0 on the season. You know, we talked about Indiana this week, and what's interesting about them when we looked at them, our question was about Taven Jackson. Well, ain't a question no more.
I think with Taven Jackson, and he didn't have like a crazy good game, but I thought that like he stepped in and he was able to play good enough to help this Indiana team get the win. That's what matters. I said this in the preview. I wasn't worried. I didn't think that there was going to be any issues. Indiana continues to completely dominate their opponents. And this was another example of that. I like this Indiana squad, man. I think that they legitimately could be a playoff team. I don't think that they're good enough to beat Ohio State, but their remaining schedule opens the door for it. And this Washington game feels like that was the case.
I mean, look, they just they showed offensively that, hey, without Curtis Rourke, and we're throwing it all over the place, we're making explosive plays through the air, we also can line up and run it right at you and dominate you and then turn over Will Rogers twice and make his life outright confusion every single snap. I felt like Will Rogers was like seeing ghosts out there. Sam Darnold, that's the second time I've referenced that today. But that's just the truth. I mean, they just showed that they can beat you in two ways. I mean, that okay, you want to be physical? You think that we can't line up and bop you in the mouth? Watch this shit. Yo, watch this shit. We're going to line up and run it right at you, and we're going to punch you in the face over and over and over again with a quarterback going into his first start. He made it was a bad interception, okay. Yep. So he's a first-time starter, and we can give everybody in the country, like redos and mulligans. But Taven Jackson throws a pick. Oh, well, you see that. Yeah, I saw people on social media. Oh, yeah, they're a little bit vulnerable. And I'm like, he's a freshman that threw a pick. Did you not just watch Ohio State versus Nebraska with another one? And it's in your own conference. What are you talking about?
Ellison and Lawton, though. Yeah, that rushing attack, man. It's freaking good. You hit the nail on the head there. Is that if there is something wrong, they can lean on the run game. And their offensive line, final thought on this, their offensive line does not get enough love. I think I said this before. I want to watch that offensive line to see if there's any NFL dudes on it, just from a draft perspective. But that might be one of the best offensive lines in the country.
Here's the thing, too. And this is what Jackson will come to learn. If you have 3 yards, that dude is open. This is not high school. Right? Like, this is not like, if you have a yard, this dude is open. And when we talk about on this show that their receivers have started to get massive separation, Joe, we were talking about massive separation about guys like Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson a couple of years ago, and we were like, dude, they're getting 2 yards worth of cushion on them. They're beating the dog. And I'm like, yeah, like that's not normal. Anyway, no, it's not. It's not at all. Anyway, but Indiana.
BetOnline remains your top spot for all of your live betting action and contests. NFL, college football, UFC, NHL are all in full swing. BetOnline is your number one source for wagering news, odds, trends, and predictions with both desktop and mobile access at any time. Head to BetOnline today and use promo code BELIEVE, that's BLEAV, for 50% off your first deposit. That is a 50% welcome bonus. BetOnline, where the game starts.